Good evening. One today is Monday, June 23rd, 2025. Update for Tuesday, the 24th. All right, let's go. Okay, day overall, the portfolio. We're not banging out new closing highs, so no changes in the stops. We'll take a look at that in just 1 second. I still like this math as a potential setup. There are some other stocks. Here's the math. You can see nice little knockout type of move. Do wait for an entry. It's come fairly close to an entry twice and not triggered. If it implodes and doesn't trigger, then obviously no capital gets put into harm's way. I like this BTM. It could actually use a little bit more knockout move. Pretty volatile. You can see 123. So there's some really volatile stocks in here setting up. This SMR, I wanted to put it on the list. It could actually use a little bit more pullback. This is one of those crazy nuclear power plants, portable power plants. Anyway, that's it for the Landry list as far as tomorrow. Let's take a look at the portfolio. KGC is probing these brand new highs in here. You can see it went over 16 today. I think it's what, 16 and a half. Yeah, 16 and a half is the IPT. So if it gets fairly close to that, don't split hairs, especially since it seems to keep bumping up against resistance in here. But it's not too far away from new closing highs. Let's take a look at TFPM. Decent day there too, but off its best levels by the end of the day. Also bumping up a little bit, I guess a little bit of resistance, but overall still looks pretty good. Let's take a look at the overall market and drill down a little bit. First of all, S&P 500. Decent day there. Outside day up. As I've said quite often lately, when you're at an inflection point like this, an up day looks pretty good and a down day looks pretty ugly. Good to see an up day in here. I'd sure would like to see us bang out some new highs and keep on keeping on. It is kind of good that we are climbing that wall of worry, so to speak. So that's certainly a good thing. Take a look at NASDAQ Composite. Okay day there, too. You know me, I like to see it bang out some new highs and not let back. Not too far away to get to new highs, but obviously you still have to get there. Rusty, bring up the rear for a change. Outside day back above this recent little breakout level. It still has a lot of work or still has its work cut out for it. Lots of overhead supply to deal with there. Some areas like cybersecurity, decent day right at these all-time highs. None of those V-shaped recoveries at high levels, but this one looks pretty good so far. I like to see it break out and not like back for a while, but so far so good there. As I would say, quite a bit. A lot of areas still below tons of overhead supply. That's artificial intelligence and robotics. Okay day there, but you can see it's lost steam as of late. Mags would be another one of those areas that has a lot of overhead supply you're trying to say to deal with. And as I would say, quite a bit. Cloud computing, yet another one of those areas. E for share is bouncing a little bit, but they've lost a lot of steam in here, so they look like they still could be in trouble, but certainly a decent day nonetheless. Gold, the commodity, off its best levels, but hanging around these high levels here. I'd sure like to see it break out again and not let back. That's what I like as a trend follow. Obviously, gold stocks looking a little bit better, not too far away from these new highs, but again, you still have to get there. Defense, bam, winning. Brand new all-time highs there, so that's looking pretty good. GE from the Landry list had a decent day today, rallying nicely out of a pullback. Let's take a look at some other areas. Platinum bouncing back. So far, the melt-up remains in place there. Uranium and rare earths have been doing really well as of late. Kind of a shallow pullback, bit of a bull flag. So far, so good there. We possibly could see some setups here fairly soon. Energy's getting hit fairly hard. They've got tons and tons of overhead supply. So unless you really like a setup on an individual basis, I would avoid that sector for now. Take a look at financials. Decent day, outside day up, but mostly sideways as of late. It still has some resistance to overcome. Semiconductors, okay day, but they have to get past these recent highs in here before getting too excited. Social media right at these brand new highs. So far, so good there. They've taken out their recent peak here with a little bit of vigor. So on pullbacks, we could see some setups there possibly. I think that's pretty much it for tonight. If you have any questions, Dave@DaveLandry.com. Everybody have a fantastic night. We'll talk tomorrow, if not sooner. Thank you so much.